So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys my exact strategy for making money with Axiom. I've actually made tons and tons of money with Axiom after implementing this strategy, and it's been absolutely game changing, which is why I want to put it into this video. If you guys look at all wallets for the last 30 days, I've actually made $13,000, and I actually started with just around $200, and I invented a new strategy that most people don't even realize that allowed me to consistently grow my portfolio with this one trading strategy. And it's all built around Axiom's platform, so make sure you watch this video. Now, if you haven't used Axiom just yet, don't forget to click the first link in the description, because this is going to basically make sure that you, what the fuck is this? So you might be wondering why on earth did I pause the video? Well, basically, as I was making the video, I actually saw the opportunity to take a trade, and what you're about to see is me taking said trade. So that's why my voice goes off and I'm like, what the hell is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, bro? What the fuck is this shit, bro? Is this real? Is this real? Is this real? Is this real? I'm about to get rugged? Okay. Oh shit. Oh crap. Okay, this is a live video. I'm literally doing my intro. Holy crap. I was doing my intro and I'm out. Okay. I was literally doing my intro there, guys. And I just made a quick $50. So that should show you guys the power that this is not completely false. And what I was talking about actually works. So that's crazy. I was literally about to do something. I literally just made 50 soul here. So yeah, I know that's not like the typical YouTube intro, but I wanted to show you guys just how quickly you can make money with this style of trading. So anyways, as I was saying, guys, this platform Axiom is incredibly crazy because you can make some rapid profits provided you have the best filters, the best settings that I'm going to show you guys in this video. So back to the intro, most people think you need multiple different things and multiple different filters and all of these crazy different things to give you an edge on the market. Realistically, you only need one or two things and a solid strategy that actually shows you how to actually make money. Now, you can see right there that literally as I was recording my intro, I saw something immediately. And because I've got specific filters on, I'm able to know which coin is about to go viral immediately, just like that, invest in it. And of course, quickly be able to get in and of course, get out with record time. I literally just made $40 while I was recording this video. It's not a crazy amount, but stack that up over a long enough time, it's going to amount to serious profits, which is part of the trading strategy that I've been implementing. So one of the things that you need to do on the pulse area for Axiom is not really the Discover tab. It's not even the trending tab. Come on over to the pulse tab, and what you need to do is you need to hit this filters button right here. Now, what you need to make sure is that you have these exact filters. They're not crazy, but the most important metric for beginners is to have this right here. This is what I call the ultimate filter. You don't need tokens, minimum buys, this and that. Because meme coins are so volatile and so strange, there are so many meme coins that fit into many different categories that you are better off only having small filters. That way you capture the majority of tokens that come in. So one, thing that I have right here is the market cap filter for 9K. The reason I have it on 9K is because if you don't have a filter set below 9K or 10K, you are going to be buying into tokens that aren't going anywhere. And you are going to consistently get rugged. Trust me, guys, this used to happen to me when I started to trade crypto. What would happen is I'd start to look at projects, and let me show you what it's like without this one metric on. You don't need crazy metrics like socials, at least one social, this and that. Trust me, guys, let's say you have this off. It is pure chaos. You see 5 to 10 to 15 tokens. I don't know about you guys, but as a complete beginner, this is too much information for you to bear. And the majority of these coins are going absolutely nowhere. So all of these tokens here is just noise. It's just going to confuse you, and it's just going to ruin your overall trading day, because when you see 5 different tickers, 6 different tickers, you're more likely to click the wrong one. When you add a filter here on the market cap and you click 9,000, okay, this is just above the threshold that low market cap coins never make it to. Most low market cap coins, they peak at around 8K. So you're basically skipping all of the nonsense and basically only getting into good coins. Right now, we can see that there's a token here. It just went above 9K. It seems to be hovering around. What we always want to do, once we find anything that is of interest to us, we always want to make sure that we look at the token quickly, okay? We always want to make sure that. So now the thing here, guys, the thing that you really want to pay attention to is you want to pay attention to coins with volume. There are two main things. You want to pay attention to volume and you want to pay attention to the trend. So before you even start to look at the new pairs, ideally what we want to look at is we want to look at tokens on the right hand side. I know a lot of people have all these different filters and different settings. Trust me, guys, none of that stuff really matters. Okay, tokens are tokens. They're going to go up regardless. And the thing you have to understand is the current meta. So what I do when I come online and I'm looking to make $1,000 to $500 a day, what I will do is I will look at what recently migrated. I can see recently that there is something called FU higher. Okay, very interesting. And so ideally, what we want to look at, okay, if we're actually going to be trading these new pairs, is you want to look at what recently just went viral. So let's take a look. This one's called FU just went higher. So when we click this coin, we can see, okay, this coin has good volume. It's got good holders. The holders are steadily increasing. There's a lot of volume here. And we know that this is quite likely something that went viral. So I went on over to the Twitter and then I can see some people saying FU higher, FU higher, FU higher. So it's clear that this is a trend. But what we really want to be paying attention to is you want to be paying attention to any trends that are quite consistent. So over the last couple of days, I've seen just a chill guy. There's been a resurgence of that trend. We can see that there. Someone said, go buy my course. There's Blossom Bucks. There was the first crypto animal. Now, you also want to be making sure that you do double check that some of these are rugs because some of these do look legit and they will catch you off guard. For example, Mary, the first crypto animal patient. If we actually open up this graph and we actually go onto the, let me check the 15-minute chart, I'm pretty sure that this one was a rug. So yeah, you can see right here that the dev bought in for an insane amount. Like, I'm not exactly sure how much they bought in, but you can see that the market cap immediately jumped literally all the way up to 100K. That was someone injecting liquidity into the coin. Then random people just decided to buy this coin. They got completely screwed. And overall, whoever made this scam project, they essentially extracted a large amount of Solana. The reason I say that is because now that we know for a fact that this is a scam, okay, the fact that this crypto animal was a scam, and since I've been in the trenches, I know that this token was already created, I can actively avoid anything to do with this. So if we go back onto the pulse, I know exactly, wait, what the hell? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Wait, what the hell is this? Okay, I just bought here. Oh crap, I just bought something. I should have bought way more. What the hell? Okay, what was this? Oh crap, this is going crazy. Why didn't I just buy way more? This is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna sell for a profit here. Okay, no, that's way too low. Holy crap. Okay, so we just made more profit again, literally while recording this video. And that's the second time I've done this. And this should show you guys that like, this is not a joke when I tell you guys that live, what the, yo, this is actually going insane. Hold on a minute, guys, because I need to just double check what this is. This is crazy. So the CA is not even alive yet, but I think that the CA is probably there because this is already at 400K and this is exploding on a level that I've never seen. Someone clearly aped into this, but nonetheless, it doesn't see that the CA is official yet. So until there is confirmation, I mean, you could buy in here after this initial drop. There is some decent support here. I wonder if buying in here could pose a significant entry point. This is a 5-second chart. Let's see where this goes. I mean, if that was a scam, that was pretty incredible, but yeah. That just goes to show you guys how quickly money can be made. So far, literally for this stream, I'm up, I think, $50 or $60. And I probably should have put more in there, but, you know, wanted to maintain my risk there. But as I was saying, that was another runner that you guys just saw that literally just doubled and tripled within seconds. And the point is that since I have these filters, I can immediately recognize when something is absolutely going crazy. So now that that's been said, what you really want to make sure you do is you pay attention to any consistent trends. Now, there's been this vamp trend going along in crypto. So anything vampy, which basically just means that something is going to surpass something. I know it sounds like a really weird trend, but you really just want to pay attention to what's gone viral already, because if something has already gone viral and there's something that is quite like that, then it means that when you see that right here, then it means that that could be a potentially good investment. Now, I know that might seem pretty difficult, but if you are going to be trading very quickly with Axiom and you're doing this fast style of trading, you absolutely have to pay attention to things that have recently gone viral. So this one called Screw You Higher, if we saw something called Screw You Lower or something like that, that would be something that we then would pay attention to. And it's very important that you just quickly take a look here so that we can at least spot any trends or any kinds of patterns. Because if there are 10 tokens that are all one theme on this side, it's quite likely that the new ones here, there's likely going to be some new ones that are of course of interest to us. So we need to be at least paying attention to those tokens. So now once you've gone on the migrated tab, I don't even think that most people should be looking at the final stretch. I know a lot of people think that the final stretch is really good, but if you're someone that's advocating for the short-term style of trader, the reason that I say final stretch is not that popular is because let's actually look at what's going on in final stretch, okay? This is a coin that is at 35K. I personally think that this is one of the coins that I would potentially buy, but the point is that a lot of these coins, if they're sitting on a final stretch for quite some time, this is somewhat of a bad indication because it means that they lack volume. Now, when there's a lack of volume, it essentially means that the coin at any moment could dump, which is a pretty dangerous position to be in. Right now, you can see right here that even on the 5-second chart, it doesn't really seem like many people are trading this coin. Now, it could be bullish because you could argue that yes, individuals haven't sold, and people not selling a coin immediately, like a coin not immediately dumping, is looking actually means that people are potentially holding this for the future. And I think that that is something that is rather bullish in many scenarios, this coin specifically, because I've actually seen this trend on TikTok. But for a lot of these coins right here, a lot of these coins are actually just going to go to the graveyard. Some of them are even scams. For example, this one right here. And a foolproof way, guys, this is a quick tip on Axiom, how you can immediately spot scams. Do you see this Royal Dodge right here? We can see the market cap is 48K, but the volume is 2K. That is a market cap ratio of 24, guys, which is absolutely insane, which basically means that that's a complete scam. Like, that market cap is just completely false. So you have to understand that the volume just isn't there. Ideally, we want to see like a 40K market cap and 20K volume. This one looks even worse, like a 30K market cap and 8K volume. So you don't really want to click something where the volume is that below the market cap. Ideally, the market cap and the volume should be around similar levels, especially for pairs that are this low. Now, one of the things here is actually analyzing the small things around the token. This is basically going to give you guys a quick glimpse on what the token is and not wasting any time on figuring out whether or not you can buy the token. So what I mean by that is oftentimes there will be a Twitter icon right here that you can quickly see what this coin is about. So this coin is about someone that has a mysterious source of income and they bought themselves a Lamborghini. We can see this one is about Instagram. I don't actually have Instagram logged in on any device, so this one is actually hard for me. So now let's actually take a look at how do we know what to buy? How do we know what's not a scam? We've already previously discussed the market cap to volume ratio. When you're trying to make quick money or $1,000 to $2,000, you really want to make sure that that ratio is, of course, something that you avoid. But now, looking at these small icons, these can become really indicative of when to enter a meme coin. Now, let's say things are moving absolutely quickly, like here. How do we know whether or not to buy this coin? Well, for one thing, we can see that there are 0% bundlers. That is actually a really good thing. If there are 0% bundlers in the coin, it means that the coin isn't going to take that many major swings to the downside, because bundlers usually have more than 1 to 2% of a coin, ideally like around 5 to 6%. And when they sell, it tanks price in ways that you've never seen before. So we can see right here that some bundlers are now just starting to buy into the coin. We can see that that data is coming in. It's not always accurate, but now we can see that some bundlers are buying into the project. And now that there's 10% bundlers, maybe more people start to get in. But ideally, you want to have less than 10% bundlers. You want to have less than 30% top holders. And of course, you want to make sure that the dev isn't holding anything. If the dev's still holding, the dev is going to rug you 9 out of 10 times, because 90% of the time, the dev will buy with around $500. And as soon as it gets high, he will just nuke the chart and everyone gets screwed. So the way that you can quickly tell whether or not a coin is going to go viral based on this stuff, as you can see right here, the dev is sold. The DS actually means that the dev has sold. You can see 40% people have already sniped this coin. There's 28% holders, but we can see that there's no bundlers and no insider holding. So this is going to be one that we can actually click. Now, for me personally, I always have it on the 5-second chart. If you have it on the 1-minute chart, that is not enough data and you don't have enough data. 1 second is too much information for your head. The volatility of meme coins will make you panic sell. So when you are charting, make sure that you have the 5 seconds. But when it comes down to the token info, we really want to make sure that there isn't a huge percent of bundlers here. In many coins, when you actually scroll down here, we can see that there is a large bundle here. A bundle essentially just means that one person is controlling multiple wallets. And right here, we can see the value of those wallets in this token. They've got one that holds $200, another one that holds $300, and another one that holds $258. It's quite likely that as soon as this coin gains significant traction, they're going to offload those coins and completely nuke the market. Now, this doesn't always happen. Some coins are so big that even if there's bundlers in the coin, it will still go to millions and millions of market cap. But it's important to know that low plays with low volume, especially when there's bundles like this, it isn't worth buying into at all. For example, this coin is easily identifiable as a scam. Right here, we can see that the dev sniped in and bought in with $3,000, pushing the market cap immediately to a ridiculous level. And we can see that he has 42% of the supply, much more than the liquidity pool, and he hasn't sold anything just yet. All of these wallets here are holding far too much, and this is quite likely going to rug you in a minute. Of course, remember, when we scroll down, we can immediately see that the top 10 was over 60%, and that the dev was holding 42%, and snipers managed to snipe 42%. Even though it said 0% insiders and 0% bundlers, that was a clear red flag. So these coins that are above 40% in terms of top 10 holders, there's literally no point even clicking on them because they're quite likely going to rug you. So when it does come to buying these coins, you do have to make sure that your settings are allowing you in and out without too much slippage. I personally don't like the quick buy feature here. This is because it's very hard to gauge whether or not something is a scam just by looking at here and quickly buying. It is useful if you know someone is launching something and you can quickly buy in. But if you don't know what the project's in, I would never advise you guys to quick buy anything here because tokens like that, they move way too quickly. I would always advise you to click the chart, look at the holders, look at the top 10%. Even if it is 1 to 2 seconds slower, you are going to save yourself so much money in the long term. And once again, even analyzing this token, we can see that there is a huge bundle here. So it's going to be something that we completely avoid. Now, you saw me in this video trade coins very quickly and very swiftly. How I was able to do that is basically my settings here. In order to be able to cash out in large amounts very quickly, what you want to make sure is that your slippage is enough so that you can get in and out without losing too much money. Right here, you can see my slippage is set to 20%. My priority is 0.03. My bribe is 0.03. And my sell is 0.001. The bribe is 0.001. And the slippage is 20%. So for me, the kind of settings that I do have for fast movers, it allows me to get in and out despite the price moving up and down. If your slippage is too low, let's say it's at 5%, your price basically means that you won't get filled if the coin is super volatile. So you ideally, if you're trading quickly, you ideally want to put that slippage up to at least 20%. That's because if the coin is super volatile and it's going down, you're at least going to be able to get out of that project in time. It does mean that where you place your buy order versus where the order will actually be filled, there will be a 20% gap in extreme scenarios, but that allows you to get into projects that are moving quickly and to get out of projects that are moving down quickly. That's why I have these settings on, because it's really, really useful. Now, I would also argue, if you are buying something that is not moving at all, ensure you have MEV production. This allows you to ensure that your buys and sells are safe from MEV bots. MEV bots essentially scan the mempool and front run transactions and take profit from them. I won't go into all the details, but just basically make sure you have this ticked. Now, with that being said, once you have your filters there, once you're able to quickly go on a project, you're able to quickly highlight the Twitter icons, you're able to see, okay, this one's got not bad holders, it's got 25% bundlers. I'm able to scroll down, generate a bubble maps, and I can see that the dev is holding $450. I'm not even going to even waste time on that because there is simply no point. But now I can see here that looking at some of these projects, some of them start to look interesting. Now, another strategy that I do employ is that I do actually look at coins that are just sitting here on this area that most people tend to overlook, because sometimes slow cooks tend to work pretty well. If I actually go over to my Telegram called the Fast Chat Traders, this is my private community for trading meme coins. I actually posted something the other day that I saw was slow cook. What I mean by slow cooking is I mean that the coin really just wasn't moving that well, but it had a really strong narrative. So you can see right here, I posted that this is another play, but super high risk. We can see that I posted that this coin was at around a 13K market cap. It was at 20K when I called it, but I said that it was still definitely worth the reward in terms of risk versus reward. Then of course, as I was scrolling down, you can see here that I was like, guys, we are up. The cook that I posted at 13K is now at 30K market cap. And then of course, it managed to extend that even further all the way up to 150K. If I actually grab that image, I'm going to show you guys just how far that token went. From the 30K market cap call, it went up all the way to 140K, resulting in a 10x for the members. But you have to understand that this wasn't a token that ran up quickly. This was a token that was slowly cooking, and I saw it because I knew that the narrative had existed for quite some time. It just hadn't been tokenized yet. So when I actually look at this trade right here, when I wanted to enter at 13K, slow cooks are something that are just part of Axiom. It actually shows you coins that haven't moved that down far, but are also steadily growing in market cap. And this is why I like Axiom, because other platforms, they don't really show you tokens like that. And that's when I entered at 13K. I was like, the project looks pretty stable. It's actually existed for around 20 minutes or so. And it makes sense to enter here because I know that this could potentially go to 100K. We can see that over time, it managed to graduate at around 50K. And then that's when more volume came in. And then when it topped at around 130K, I gave the signal for everyone to simply sell the coin because I didn't think it had any more future in it. Now, of course, it still went a little bit higher, but of course, you always want to make sure you're maximizing your returns and minimizing your risk. And so you have to understand that you don't need to be there for every single token. Ideally, you could come on Pulse, you could scroll down, and you could find tokens that are around the 20K to 13K that haven't taken major gaps down. So for example, let's say the matcha shortage right here. This one seems to get just a large buy-in. Potentially, I could even buy this because maybe in the future, this one could go up quite a bit. Although me personally, I don't like to buy big green candles because usually that does involve price coming straight back down. What I'm looking for as I scroll down is I'm usually looking for tokens that are around 20 to 30K to 15K that haven't really had some major dip and are showing steadily increasing. So this says Stoned Ape. This is at around 13K. For me, the chart is just a little bit too steep. If you continue to scroll, maybe I can see something that looks a little bit better. Let's actually see what this is. This is just a scam. And you won't always find coins that are actually doing good. We can actually see this one right here. Once again, it looks like another scam. But if I look at this token, this one starts to seem a little bit more interesting. It's called Dobby, the live streaming cat. I could probably click on over to the link there, but this is kind of the token that would gather my attention. Although there is a bundle in here, which isn't a good sign because that is major risk. You can see that someone's holding 1,500. So anytime they could sell, I'd still need to continue looking. And it does show you that, this isn't instant. Sometimes it takes 5 seconds. Other times it takes 5 minutes. But overall, I've shown you guys twice in this video, moments where I can easily make a quick buck. Now, this is a coin that I did just find right here. It looks like it's been slowly ticking upwards. And this is the kind of coin that you would slowly dollar cost average in. And as soon as it bonds and gets around 100K, this is the kind of coin that you would get out. We can see the top 10 holders around 25%. But once again, if we analyze the bubble maps, we can see here that one person is holding a significant amount of this. So once again, this isn't a token that I would ape into considering this very large bundle. And this is going to be one of the significant factors that saves you from getting rugged on Axiom. This feature right here, no other platform has this. So when you are investing, make sure that if the bubble maps aren't generated, you click this icon and you're able to generate those bubble maps so you can see immediately who owns those tokens. Now, this token, we've seen it at 36K. I literally just clicked it. It might even go higher. It literally could go much higher than this. But the point is remember, guys, you always want to minimize your risk. You don't want to be constantly losing money because just as quickly as you can make money, you can quickly lose it all. There are far more scams than genuine projects out there, so you have to be vigilant in making sure that you avoid them at all costs. Now, the only thing that I would say maybe might help you out in terms of filters is probably having this as just a progress bar instead of a progress ring because it's just a little bit easier to see. But other than that, you really don't want to change around too many settings. Otherwise, you're going to miss a very large meme coin. One of the things that people don't understand about crypto is that returns are asymmetric. You'll likely make an 100x or a 200x on one coin, and then for the next 20 coins, you're likely to lose money. So it's important that you make sure that you don't miss any coins because you could be missing the outsized returns that actually make up the majority of your profit. Now, another reason why you do want to make sure that you use Axiom is because if you guys use someone else's trading link or you actively trade inside of a community, you're actually going to get a lot of that Solana back. So what I do is I share my link wherever possible, and I'm actually able to claim some of that Solana back. And when I trade, it actually allows me to claim some Solana back over time as rewards. So this is the platform that actually rewards you for trading, which is why I like it better than any other platform. Now, another key factor that you actually need to know when trading meme coins is the ability to track other wallets. This is something that has actually changed my trading game and has actually made me so much money. Let me show you guys in real time why this is one of the most powerful tools. So on my tracker, I don't have that many people, but I have 2 key individuals that allow me to see exactly what's going on. I have arguably the best trader in the market called Cupsy. And basically what this shows me is his real-time trades. So basically what I can see here is exactly what he's buying. So if I click my tracker right here and I see that he actually just bought something, I can look at that immediately and I can realize what did this guy buy and how much did he put into it. Now, one of the trading strategies that I actually recently started to employ that's actually been really profitable is looking at individuals when they're aping in a large amount of money. So for example, we saw here that this trader called Cupsy, that is one of the most notorious meme coin traders of all time, he actually put in 2.9 Solana on 3 separate occasions. And as a result of that, we can see that his profit, if we just look over here and we just hover over quickly, we can see that the profit here was over $700 within just seconds. We can see that was literally just made in 1 minute. Now, why is this useful? Well, if I click this coin, I would be able to see exactly where he's getting in and where he's getting. And the reason that that is useful for you as a beginner is because if you don't have wallet addresses tracked, you won't realize where smart money is getting in and smart money is getting out. Now some people will argue against Cupsy and will say that Cupsy buying into your coin is particularly bearish. But we can see right here, just as this coin was just about to go viral, we can see exactly where Cupsy got in. He literally just got in right here around the 20K market cap. And then he basically sold the top at around 40K market cap. If we actually go back to the trackers, we can see that on that trade, he literally just made, once again, $1,600 in 2 trades. So as I've been making this video, he's made over $2,500 simply from trading meme coins. And of course, guys, if I just simply wanted to copy trade him, the moment I see that he's buying in a large amount, I could simply copy with this buy icon right here. So this is something that, of course, beginner traders could use if they want to elevate their trading game. Now, for me, a secret that I do have is I have this insider wallet. Now, for the love of God, I really do not know who this individual is, and I would love to find out who this individual is, but they arguably sell the top of every insider meme coin. This is what I call the exit buyer. So the exit buyer is someone that I found on super, super low cap coins that manages to just get out always in the nick of time. So if you ever want to add a wallet, you can just simply just add wallet right here, input the address and just add the name. So I've added this address right here. I'll leave a link down, so you guys can add Cupsy's wallet and this, exit buyer. And basically this exit buyer, I don't know how they do it, but they literally managed to sell the top of every coin. So let me go on to retirement. And we can see that that down icon is basically something that I've put into my Axiom so that I can see when this person is getting out. Because this person usually only sells when the coin is about to die. I always make sure that if this indicator, this exit buyer, someone that's an insider on all these low cap coins, if they are selling, I'm no longer going to be purchasing that coin because it is oftentimes a bearish indicator. If we go back onto other coins, let's see which coins this exit buyer sold. We can see this coin YU. We can see right here again, this exit buyer, they pushed the price down. They were selling along here, which means I'm not going to get in. We can also see that Cupsy managed to get in with $400 and managed to sell the top for $500 for a quick $100 profit. And then this exit buyer quickly sold off their holdings. So for me, don't forget to check the description because it's going to be a free wallet address so you guys can track it. But we can quickly see what individuals are buying and how they're making their moves. Now, of course, if you want to track individuals of your own, let's say, for example, we want to go onto this coin right here. This coin has been going pretty crazy. We can see that, Cupsy got in and he got out. But let's say we look at the top traders. We can then, for example, go to the top trader right here. Let's say we want to click this wallet. We can then literally just add this and start tracking this wallet. So we can now track this wallet because they managed to trade really good. And we can say top trader, and we can literally see that this person has increased their portfolio consistently. And we can say top trader FV video. Okay. So now that I've saved that, we can say wallet track successfully. So now what I can do as well is I can put on this right here, and this is going to notify me anytime there are any buys and sells of this wallet. So it's going to be really, really useful, allowing me to get in to the areas. Now, once again, now that I've tracked them, we can see that when I scroll down here, I can see that this is the top trader and I can immediately see where they are and it's highlighted in yellow. So once again, if I go to trackers, we can see that Cupsy just aped in 34 sol into something. I'm not sure exactly why he did that, but it's quite likely that he knows something I don't. And price is probably going to move up here. So it's going to be really interesting to see where price goes as a result of this. 34 sol is a significant amount. And we can see that he put in around 1.6K. He then put in around 1.6K and he put around $5,000 at the top here. Now remember guys, following these guys isn't a foolproof strategy. These guys don't make money on every trade, and oftentimes I've seen these guys get rugged on multiple different occasions. So you have to understand when you're following someone else's trades, you are open to their losses as well. So please be careful on that metric because nothing is a foolproof strategy. The tracker only exists as something that allows you to buy in. Now you have to remember, Cupsy knows that individuals are following his trades. So oftentimes he'll buy low cap coins like this so that when you buy them, he actually quickly sells for a quick profit because many people are trying to follow what he buys, considering his past track records. Now, hopefully this video has helped you guys understand exactly how meme coin trading works, especially with live meme coin trading and how to use the platform. Now, hopefully this video actually helped you understand the platform Axiom as a beginner and how you can start